Hello and welcome to a standard cook with me, what's for dinner video, mostly cooking out of my refrigerator and freezer so nothing goes to waste. My name is Christine, there are 6 people in my family. Let me show you what I wanna use up today and what we're gonna do with it. Back here, I have some cabbage, and I love cabbage because it lasts for so long in the refrigerator. This one's been in there for a couple of weeks. This cabbage was my inspiration. And every time I see cabbage, I think Korean barbecue. And maybe it's not like authentically Korean, but every recipe I've ever seen basically has this phrase on it, so that's what we're gonna do. So I pulled out not 1, but 2 pounds of ground beef. This recipe is from damndelicious.net. I believe that's the website. I will link it down below. It is fast, it is easy, and it is delicious. All you need basically is some ground meat of whatever you want, some cabbage, rice, soy sauce, maybe some other vegetables if you're into that kind of thing. It's going to be so quick, and I will be utilizing my Instant Pot and air fryer and a pan on the stove to kind of cook everything together. It takes about 15 minutes. Let's get going. I am doing some jasmine rice today that I picked up from Thrive Market. I like jasmine rice, although I think basmati rice is my favorite. Tell me down below which ones you guys like the best. And it's so easy to do in the Instant Pot because there's a rice button. The original instructions say to put equal parts rice and water. I find that's a little dry for me, so I go a little heavier on the water. For example, if I'm going to put 2 cups of rice, I will do 3 cups of water, hit the rice button, and walk away. I ended up with 3 cups of rice and 4 cups of water. Time for the lid. Make sure we are on seal over here. And rice, and we're done.
I get so caught up in the middle, thinking of drowning in those blue eyes. I'm losing sight 'cause I am falling.
I'm gonna try and put all that cabbage in here. I'm having second thoughts about how well that's going to go. I basically just want to cook it a little bit to get the excess water content out and give it some salt and pepper, and that's about it. Oh man, I don't know how this is gonna go. All right, that's really full, so I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. I know it looks like a lot, but this is a lot of cabbage. And let it run for approximately 10 minutes. So let's change this down to 10 and go. Believe it or not, all the hard work is done, and now we're just mixing up the meat and sauce, and everything is coming together, and we are done. So here in my pan, I have my 2 pounds of ground beef with as much garlic as you want, and we're just cooking these together until it is cooked all the way through and there are no more pink sections in here. And yes, I did pick up this meat masher at the dollar store. Now for our sauce, which will be equal parts brown sugar and soy sauce. You can use a sugar substitute if you like. And the original recipe calls for half of this, but I actually like extra sauce. Crushed red pepper flakes. Instead of ground ginger, I'm gonna use this squeezy ginger. I'm almost out of it. And some sesame seeds. Give that a wang jangle. You're supposed to put sesame oil in this, and I am apparently all out. I'm gonna run over to my neighbor's and see if she has some that I can use, and I have since put it on my shopping list. But we will add this to the meat as soon as it is done cooking. And look, I spilled sesame seeds all over my counter. I've decided to also cook maybe a side dish, a veggie side dish perhaps. Okay, I thought this is where I had the broccoli. It is not. Wow, I thought this was a steamable bag. Okay, it isn't. I guess we're dumping this into another pot and cooking this on the stove. Here comes the sauce. We are just heating this through. It is time to build the bowls.
I'm so deep down, and it's not a lie that I die.
Time for a little cooking snack. Thank you to Built Bar for sponsoring this video. I have been eating Built Bar for the last several months, and the flavor, size, and texture of the bars are so consistent, promising an amazing Built Bar experience every time you take a bite. The texture is very soft. Some of my favorite flavors are the coconut, anything with chocolate, and the limited edition cookie bar was absolutely spectacular, so make sure that you follow them on their social media so you are alerted and notified when they have special releases so you don't miss those. They continue to be a guilt-free pleasure with a high protein, gluten-free, and low calorie nutrition profile, and I personally think they taste exactly like a candy bar. Use my link down below to save 10% off of your first order. Just use Frugal Fit Mom 10 First link in the doobly-doo below. I wanted to meal prep a really easy lunch for, it's like lunch meal prep for the next 2 days or so, and it's fajitas. This chicken that I got out from the freezer to thaw, I have 2 fajita packets that have been sitting in my pantry for who knows how long. It's probably expired, honestly. Oh, 2014. You know what? It'll be fine. It's like, what, does it get more dry? It's fine. I have these 4 bell peppers in my produce drawer that are starting to get a little wrinkly, but they're still fine, and 1 onion. So basically gonna chop all this up, put it on a sheet pan, and throw it in the oven while we watch our show. And then for tomorrow's lunches, I had picked up these carb balanced flour tortillas for Dave and myself. Will be lunch for definitely tomorrow and possibly the following day. So like lunch for the next 2 days for the adults in the family. Sheet pan fajitas are literally the easiest thing ever. You just chop up your peppers and onions, throw your chopped chicken on top, and use whatever flavoring packet you like. Now this isn't my favorite flavoring packet, but I had it, I wanted to use it up. I used 2 full packets for this, which honestly may have been a little overkill, but everything was seasoned heavily and it was delicious. A little bit of olive oil, give it a little zhuzh, and then cook it in the oven until your chicken is done. Maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, depends on your oven. For tonight's dinner, we're going to do some grilled chicken and steak. I have 4 of these little filet mignon steaks, and we're gonna do some chicken as well. Very simple Primal Palette steak seasoning and throw it on the grill. And a few other items. I have a couple of things in my fridge to make a salad. So I have 1 head of frisee, 1 head of the butter lettuce, 1 cucumber, 1 tomato, 1 yellow pepper. I found this in my pantry, this loaded bacon cheddar mac and cheese. I don't know how long that's been in there, a couple months. So we'll use this up as an easy side for the kids if they don't want a ton of veggies. And over here, I will cook up this cauliflower and asparagus, both to roast in the oven. I'm tempted to do it in the air fryer, but I don't think it will all fit. So the oven is probably gonna be where it's gonna go. It shouldn't take too long to prep everything, and this dinner's pretty simple.
I can hide what this is. Yeah, I keep drowning in those blue eyes, and you can tell me all of your lies. I will put out all of the fire if it gets too dark. I'll be your light. Be your light. I'll be your light. If it gets too dark, I'll be your light. Be your light. I'll be your light. If it gets too dark, yeah, I can carry all that you've got. 2 heavy hearts is not a lot. I will put out all of the fire. We stumble and fall, and it's not a lie that I die. I can hide what this is. Yeah, I keep drowning in those blue eyes, and you can tell me all of your lies. I will put out all of the fire if it gets too dark. I'll be your light. Be your light. I'll be your light. If it gets too dark, I'll be your light. Be your light.
I have to tell you a few things. So first of all, this boxed mac and cheese, this loaded baked potato mac and cheese was amazing. And this steak seasoning from Primal Palette, I picked it up from Thrive Market, was delicious. I'm so impressed with it. I think I need to order another bottle. The steak was so tender and delicious. The chicken was amazing. We had all of these fresh veggies, the salad, the roasted vegetables. My mom came over for dinner this night and she was like, all this food is so good. And I even cooked one of those little take and bake loaves of bread as well to put on the side. Here's the completed dinner what a hit in my family. Like, everything was so good. It's the kind of meal that just makes you happy to be alive. For dinner tonight, I'm making this recovery quinoa salad out of Run Fast, Eat Slow cookbook. It truly is completely delicious. The only thing I do different is I don't use this cheese that they have, and I do like to cook some chicken on the side, and I serve it with some grilled chicken on top. Today I won't be grilling because it's snowing. Yeah, we've hit spring, but there you go. I am going to get started with my quinoa here. Tried quinoa and you don't like it, it's probably because you haven't rinsed it off. You have to rinse the coating that's on the outside. Can taste like dirty and bitter. So you just have to put it in a fine mesh strainer and rinse it off really, really well, and then cook it basically just like rice. Some purple kale, avocado, red bell pepper, red onion, some black beans. You can use canned, but I cooked these earlier and froze them. Some limes are gonna be in our sauce, my chicken. Throw it in a big bowl, stir it together, and you're basically done. I am almost done with the salad. My dressing is literally lime juice and olive oil, and that's all. So I'm kind of whisking this together. Dump this on this, stir it all around, and then taste for salt and pepper. And because it's kale, it's very hearty, and you can let it sit for a couple of hours in the refrigerator. Coming at you with some cauliflower, how do you say it? Cheese soup inspired by Sarah over at Our Tribe of Many. If you have not checked her out yet, I recommend you do so. This recipe is originally from my mother-in-law, but I can't find her recipe, so this recipe isn't anything like my mother-in-law's recipe since I'm just kind of making it up. It's gonna be fine. I have these 2 heads of cauliflower. We're gonna cut these up along with an onion, put it in a stock pot with some vegetable broth or chicken broth, whatever you have on hand, and I will see you at that point. In my soup pot, I have 2 heads of cauliflower and 2 rustically chopped onions, to which I will add 8 cups of water to start with. I just want to kind of see how much. Fill it on the counter. Excellent. Doesn't look like quite enough, but we'll get there in a second. Now I'm going to add probably 6 tablespoons of this Better Than Bouillon vegetable base. You can do chicken if that's what you have, but this is what I have. That's probably 2 good tablespoons. Get that spoon clean of that, and it'll kind of go throughout the whole soup. Turn the fire on, bring it to a boil, reduce to a simmer until all of the vegetables are cooked through and soft. Everything here looks like it is pretty soft, so I have my handy dandy meat masher, which I don't think is going to work as well. Nope, that is not going to work as well as a potato masher. Should really organize that drawer. Get in there. So I want to mash all this up so the cauliflower is fairly small. Then the cheese goes in. Okay, I have about 3 cups of cheese right here. This is the doubliner. I'm saying that wrong. It's the Kerrygold cheese I got from Sam's Club. That is in, and my thickening agent today is going to be these fake mashed potatoes. And then we'll see what it looks like. You could do a cornstarch and water mixture. You could also do a flour, butter, cook it a little bit situation. I find this to be really easy, and this is almost gone. So if I finish it, I might be able to get rid of it, which would be great. And of course, don't forget the fresh pepper. Lots and lots of pepper. See, look how thick that is already. I always love to serve my soups with some nice bread on the side. If you haven't tried my artisan no knead bread recipe, I'll leave that video down below for you. And yes, I do have cookies over here. It's a, let me show you what it is. Dope, legit cookie dough. It's edible raw because there's no eggs in it, or you can cook it like cookies, which is what we did. They just sent me some to try, and we're trying them out and seeing what we think. So that's the cookie monster one, and then this is the cookies and cream one, I think. But here's my soup. All I have to do left is add some pepper, taste it for seasoning, and we are good to go. If you want to try out Built Bar, remember to go down, check out my code below, and use the code FrugalFitMom10 to save 10% off your order. I am going to have to order another box of the coconut. They're so delicious. All of the recipes that I used in today's video will also be linked down below for you if you want to go try them out, feed them to your family, see what you think. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.